What is up, heathens? Rev Avi checking in live for the Magic Quarantine Talk. What is going on, people? I am here to answer your questions about the oh so occult hidden topics that are not going to be hidden any fucking more. What is up, my people? Checking in live. I'm going to give people a chance to get here, partake of some sacred sacraments, and get her done. What's up, everybody? Much love. So tonight, I think that we are going to talk about the Klapoth. We'll talk about the Klapoth, the Tree of Death. We'll also cover the Kabbalic Tree of Life. I'm going to offer some understanding into that stuff. What is up, my man Rhino number one? I'm going to offer some understanding into that stuff. Okay, we're going to talk about the Tree of Life, talk about the Tree of Death, and get you guys some understanding on that. Okay, what the hell are they? What is that stuff representing? I'm going to destroy the confusion with the Tree of Life. Okay, so tag some people. Let's get them in here, guys. Let's get the members in here so we can have a very productive and interesting dialogue tonight. How's it going? How's your day going, Rhino? How's it been going, man? Somebody tag Steven, tag Danielle, tag all the new people if you're friends with them. What's up? Shout out to all the Patreons, you guys signing up. You know, I really appreciate your support. Much love, you guys. Much love. Right back to you, Devin. All of you guys, man. I love you guys right back. You got to understand that. Duvadrian, what's up, dude? I see you. I see you. What's up? Tag some people, man. Somebody tag Steven, tag Devin, tag Danielle, tag Asen. Somebody tag him. Cool. So, the Tree of Life and the Tree of Death. We're going to talk about that. Ooh, look, Destiny. This is your topic. You ready? I'm about to destroy the illusion on that stuff tonight. So, let's start. Let's dive right into that shit, okay? Let's dive right into the Tree of Life, okay, and the Tree of Death, and we'll talk about what the common perception of them is. So what people think that they are, okay, or what the common understanding of what they are, and then we'll cover what my perception of the Tree of Life and Death is, okay? And I'll break that down for you. So, the common understanding of what the Tree of Life is, we'll start with that one first, is a representation of various planetary energies, okay? And a lot of people don't know that it's also representative of various energy patterns throughout the body, okay? So that's what these, the circles, the spheres represent, okay? Working its way down through the three understandings of what of the consciousness of a person, their emotional body, and then of course action, the physical, okay, the lower frequencies. So that's what that tree is supposed to represent. Now, a lot of people never even heard of the tree of the Klapoth or the tree of death. It's actually something that recently just started turning up in a lot of different occult books and stuff like that because there's a lot of people that are interested in left-hand path studies, okay? So it's something that sort of just came up and came about because people understand there are some people that know and understand the Hermetic laws. So if there's a tree of life, there must also be a tree of death, okay? Duality is one of those laws. So with that in mind, the tree of death is literally just the tree of life flipped on its head. They just turned it upside down, okay, and added the demonic names to represent, again, the different planetary frequencies or whatever. Instead of it leading up to the crown, you would then descend down to the crown, okay? So instead of starting at the bottom and going to the top, you just start at the top and go to the bottom, okay? That's really the only difference between the two trees, okay? Is one is full of demonic names, but they both still have all the same planets, okay, all the same currents. They just, one is demonic names and the other one is more angelic, right-hand path type names and stuff like that, okay? So let's break it down to understanding the different areas of the body that the tree represent, okay? Starting with the crown, which is going to be your highest point, your highest crown chakra, okay, where your consciousness is located in this head-like area. Then you're going to have the left and right split offs, which is representative of where the ears are. You'll move down to have two more spheres in the shoulder areas, okay, the left and right shoulders. And then in the center, you're going to have a vortex, that meeting point in the center chest, okay, where the heart would be located. Then you would move down and you're going to have left and right again. That's going to be the left and right where the lungs would be, okay, left and right lungs, okay. Then you're going to have another center vortex where the stomach would be located. You're going to move down to the left and right of where the hips and hands would be, okay, where the action starts to happen, because we're moving down towards the legs, the things that control the physical world that you touch with your hands. You know, you walk with your legs. So this is the realm of action. We've moved from consciousness to emotion, that vortex of the heart, down to action where we can create. This is going to be the left and right of your hips for the left and right legs. And then you're going to have a center vortex again for the sexual organs, okay? So far, we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? 9 spheres. And then, of course, you'd have a couple more. If you look at the tree, I don't know if anybody's actually got a picture of it. There's one more vortex that you come across, or one more sphere that you come across at the bottom, and that's the root. Okay, so that's going to be your feet, or the lowest point, or where the legs connect to the earth. So that's the root of the tree. So I just covered the tree of life, all the different spheres, and how they associate with the different areas on the body. Now, if you're working with the klapoth, it's still the same thing, unless you're standing on your head. Okay, so the only difference is you're going to start, of course, from the top of the tree of understanding and go down to the crown, okay, which would be the bottom. So you would start at Lilith, at the root, and then work your way to the crown. So it's the same concept, just literally in reverse, okay? So don't get confused with that. Remember the law of duality, and that is absolutely all that those things represent, the various energy flow and currents in the body, okay? So hopefully that brought some understanding for those of you that don't know what that stuff is. It is a lot of ancient names and, you know, angelic and demonic names and stuff like that. If you're not familiar with those deities, then obviously that could be very, very confusing. But I pretty much broke that down and made it very realistic, and hopefully I offered you guys some understanding, okay? So let me scroll back up, see if I got some comments. I mean, if that helped you out, guys, slam the like button. Let me know that you guys are there, because I don't know if my comments are super slow or not, okay? So death is the secret gate to everything, is what Destiny is saying right there. Yeah, that's the perception of it, because you come from, the idea is death being the spirit realm. That's the way the Egyptians perceived death, as being the underworld, the spirit realm. It was nothing but a doorway of transformation into the other world. So with that in mind, that's also where life comes from, is the spirit world. So yeah, death is the ultimate gateway, the ultimate doorway. Okay. Cool. Dustin says the major difference is with the tree of life. There's a cap. The demiurge doesn't want you to fly higher than it. With the tree of death, you can go anywhere. You know, it's just all metaphors. It's all metaphors. So it's not like there's some controlling. We know that there's no super controlling God out there. So when this stuff boils down, it's all really metaphors to represent, like I said, the different ways you can create. So you can create via physical manifestation, creating stuff with your hands, and stuff like that, or sex, etc. You can create via emotion, okay? And then you can create via consciousness. So these are all different ways that we have the power to manifest. You can also use them, they're all connected, so you have to use them simultaneously, okay? This is what the Tree of Life is supposed to teach you. So a lot of people like to think that, you know, they represent some place that you can go to. You can think about it like that. If you want to see the currents as an astral place that you can go to, that's absolutely fine. That's actually something that you should do, especially if you're engaging in, like I said, astral projection, or trying to, you know, widen or broaden your imaginative world. then absolutely you should be delving. I mean, if you want to do those types of things, there's no better way than stories. Okay, that means you're gonna have to delve into the idea of what it would be like to exist in a realm where that deity might be. Okay, or something like that. So you could create the hellish dimensions within your mind, or look to art to give you some type of grounds to grasp onto something if you can't create it yourself. And then, read the stories, read about the different deities and the different currents and stuff like that. That's how you connect to it, okay, to be able to try and astral project to those types of places. So I talked about how the astral and the dream world are technically the same world. A lot of people like to think of them as different worlds, but the truth is like I said, nobody's got that Ghostbuster testing kit. I want to coin that term, the Ghostbuster testing kit. Okay, nobody's got that, so you can't say, "Oh, I was definitely in hell," or "Oh, I was definitely in heaven," or "That's definitely a ghost," or "It's definitely a demon." Nobody's got the Ghostbuster testing kit. Okay, so what we do know is that we can go to various dimensions or various dream worlds, whatever you want to call them, and experience those things. Okay, so we have to then try to just feed the realm of the imagination. So as far as the tree of death and the tree of life go, you can absolutely try to project to the different spheres and create an entire pantheon and belief structure around that if you want to feed the imagination. Okay. Steven says, well, it said that when working the ethers, you cannot reach zero, for no one can see its face. The thing is zero would be considered. I mean, if you consider it, the Kaplath or the tree as working down or up towards a goal, numbers really have no end. Okay, you can count up forever, you can count down forever. If we look at reality as a mathematical reality, okay, of manifestation, which we have to because everything has a sort of code here, then you have to understand that there's infinite. There's always infinite in both directions, and there really is no zero. And a lot of people keep thinking, looking for the zero, like you were talking about, and Stephen was talking about studying 0 point energy and stuff like that. The truth is, there is no zero. I mean, everything that was here has always been here. Okay, so energy can't be created and it can't be destroyed. You got to understand that. So there is no zero. Okay, everything's always been here. It's all eternal. There's no zero. Which is a strange way of seeing it, but I mean, you have to kind of accept duality for what it is. I was having a conversation with someone else too. I think it was Devadrian had posted something about like you can't reject good and bad or something, some kind of post about that. And I was like, well, the truth be told is they're the same thing. Okay, they're the same exact thing. Something that someone perceives as good, someone else could perceive it as bad. That same exact action. Okay, so the truth is there's no such thing as good and bad. They're technically the exact same thing. The only thing that differs is the pendulum swing. Okay, the severity, the intensity of it. That's the only thing that changes. It's the same thing with hot and cold. Both hot and cold burns you at extreme temperatures. Okay, they both burn you exactly the same at extreme temperatures. The only difference is in its intensity. Okay, but it's technically the same exact experience. So that's really, really powerful when you start to look at the law of duality and stuff like that and try to make sense of everything. Okay, think in that same context when you're looking at the tree of life and the tree of death. Okay, they're the same exact thing. The only thing that differs is the pendulum swing. Okay, so really, really cool. What's up, Devin? I see you. So I hope that brings a little bit of clarity to that, because a lot of people get confused. I was confused about it. For the longest time, I just looked at the tree of life and I was like, yeah, it's probably something I should know, but I'm studying something else right now. This is too confusing, and I kept avoiding it for the longest time. And then it finally came to that point where I was like, all right, let me take a look at this. Like, well, what am I looking at here? And it had to make sense of that stuff, because I thought it was like some really complex like matrix that you couldn't understand, and it's really not. Basically, you're either starting at the bottom or the top of the tree. The idea is to grow from the roots. Okay, you're starting at the top or the bottom of the tree, and you're working your way through it in a zigzag. That's it. You just zit, 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 zit. It's a zigzag. Okay, making sure that you cross through those center points. The heart, I mentioned them all already. Okay. So another thing that people don't know, like I said, these are the energy currents in the body. So outside of just working with them as currents or external stuff, you could also literally work within your own body with the energy currents. And a lot of people don't do that, and that's the reason I'm going to be offering the Life Force Power videos is what I'm going to be calling that series. It's going to be a series of meditative motions, is I guess you could think of it, or meditative exercises that you do. This is all they're all movements and motions that you do, and these are going to all be specifically aimed at the various energy currents in the body. So if you do work with the Klapoth or the Tree of Life or something like that, you can incorporate that in a physical way instead of it just being a sort of invoking or astral projecting to some type of external location. So this is something that should be interesting for those of you that may even be atheists out there. You could just literally do these exercises. They're going to make you work up a sweat. If you know anything about Tai Chi, they're real exercises. So you could just use them as a way to work out, and calm yourself or whatever. But they also work for esoteric purposes. So I like to keep everything realistic and practical. Okay. So this stuff is meant to increase your chi flow, to increase the amount of chi that you can store, okay, and then increase the power of the overall energy, okay. And then there's some various meditations that I do that are for astral projection and stuff like that also. So one's for invocation, and then one's specifically for astral projection, okay. And then I based everything around day and night. So there's like day meditations that you use for like sun frequency. It pushes energy out, just like the sun is bright as fuck and shines on everything. These all direct energy outward. And then there's meditations that bring energy in. Okay. Yeah, Devin, it's like chi movement. It's exactly what it is. Rhino, shit's so interesting, I forgot to crack jokes. That's awesome. At least you guys are interested in what I'm talking about. We lost a few people, but that's cool. So how do you study the tree of life? I mentioned that already, Devadrian. So you want to start at the bottom and grow the roots from the bottom, okay? Or if you're doing the Klapoth, you're going to start at the Klapoth, the sphere of Lilith, and then you're going to work your way down, okay, to the crown. So either way it goes, you're working your way towards the crown is the idea there, okay? And like I said, it's basically a zigzag lightning bolt type pattern. So if you're at the bottom of the tree, you're gonna go like this, and then you're gonna zigzag your way up to the top crown. If you're starting from the top, it's just the reverse of that. Okay. What's up, Kumba? Sneaking in. So you can find some information on Google about the Kapath and about the Tree of Life and that sort of stuff. The Kapath is, of course, the Tree of Darkness, the Tree of Death, the Tree of Demons, and then the Kabbalah Tree of Life. Everybody knows what it is. Okay. I think Madonna's like probably the world leader of that crap right about now. It's all good. It's all good. What's up, people? So, with that said, I'm going to shut up for a minute and open up for some questions. Are there any questions out there? Let me shut up for a minute about this stuff. Let you guys ask some questions. Some people were like, wow, they can't believe stuff is really this simple. And, it kind of makes it kind of makes it like a deterrent to even practice some of the stuff. But the fact is it works. It's all very simple. It's all very similar, but it does work. Okay. Aishan says he can hook you up with study notes if you need help. He's got it down pretty good. Awesome. Another thing is the Kybalion is in the files in the group. Okay, that book is in the public domain. So for those of you that don't know the 7 Hermetic laws and stuff like that, grab a copy of the Kybalion. It's in the group files. It's free, and you're good to go. You can read it right at home. Uh, uh, uh. So cool. Goldie, what's up? I see you sneaking in. Um, Destiny says the methods are simple. The internal work is where you work up a sweat. That's only if you don't know how to do the trance stuff. That's only if you don't know how to do the trance stuff, Destiny. And that's why I wrote this book. Bingo. This is a master course on trance and mesmerism. So, if you really, they're really the same thing. Okay, meditation is nothing but self hypnosis. Okay, self trance and mesmerism, it's all the same. It's all the same stuff. Mesmerism is just doing it on someone else with your energy. Okay. I use the term mesmerism because hypnosis falls into the realm of strictly using words to induce trance. Okay. While I do focus on words and stuff like that, um, I do go into the realm of esoteric and energy work. Okay. So we have to use the term mesmerism. Plus, it lets me dodge that legal bullet of having to argue with all the uptight, tight ass hypnotherapists out there. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, once you get the trance work down and you understand how to get to the deep levels, working with energy is a cinch. Okay, it's a cinch. There's nothing to it. Um, Devadrian. So the tree of life is like the serpents meeting at the top. Absolutely. It is like the kundalini moving up the spine. That is exactly what it is to the crown. It's that same story over again. Okay. And if, and the right hand path people love wings and angels and stuff. So it's moving up to the wings, and etc. It's the same story over and over again. So yeah. Cool. I hope that clears up some of the tree of life confusion that might be floating around out there. So with that said, let's talk about some of the areas on the body that I'll give you guys a special gift. How about I do that? I'll give out a special gift. I think I might have done this on the Zoom before, but here's something everybody can try at home right now. This is a really special gift that I learned many, many years ago. Okay, so all you have to do is take your hands like this. Okay, hold them about maybe 6 inches apart. Okay, and then you're gonna focus on the space in between your hands. Bring them together, and then start rubbing your hands together. Okay, you kind of have to do this hard so that they start to create heat. You want heat and friction on the palm of your hands, okay? And try to remember that space in between the 6 inches apart. And once you start to feel that actual heat, like real heat on the palm of your hands, you can stop, take your pinky, okay, and draw a circle in the palm of your hand counterclockwise, okay? Do this on each hand. Do it with your pinky, the palm of each hand, counterclockwise, okay? And then you're gonna rub your hands together again until you get that heat, okay? Then you're gonna do back to that 6 inches apart, okay? Now what you're gonna notice is your palm sensors are gonna kick in, okay? If you blow on the palms of your hand or into that space, that 6 inches, you'll actually feel swirling balls floating right above the palms of your hands. Okay, and those are your palm sensors. Those are your palm sensors where you direct energy out from the center of your palms. Okay, you have these on your fingertips and stuff like that too, but the feet and the hands are the two of the bigger areas where you can locate these chakras. Now I'm gonna give you guys a chance. I don't know. The comments aren't in real time, so I'll let you guys try that out and post some comments about what you guys feel. And it's even better if you go outside and you have a nice breeze, but you could just blow and feel that swirling right above your hand, that tingling sensation. Astara, what's up? Good evening. Bingo. So I'm gonna give you guys a chance to shoot some comments back about that. Who had success with that? It should be pretty simple. I've never had anyone fail to activate their palm sensors. You got the lighter? Yeah, Kumba. That happens to me when I meditate. Yeah, that's normal. Activating those palm sensors is something you want to do if you want to start to try to manipulate energy physically. Okay. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So, all right. I'm not seeing a whole lot of comments, so I'll just assume that either you guys are not trying it, or you tried it and it worked, or whatever, or you're still rubbing your hands together. So that's one way you can activate your palm sensors. Okay, it's something really, really simple that you can do. It's kind of cool. It'll get you kind of in the realm of, like I said, actually trying to manipulate the invisible energies with your hands and that sort of stuff. People don't do that enough. Okay. So yeah, cool. Star says she does it with Reiki. Awesome. Steven's really into Reiki too. I don't like the Reiki world because a lot of people just fake it. You know, they just like, oh, I got these crystals, and they do their thing. Um, so I kind of get away from the Reiki world. Like, I know some guys that are pretty famous, and like some of them have just torn the Reiki world apart. So I kind of just stay away from it. Uh, Dusty says I'm doing it with a mortal and pestle. All right, all right. Everybody's got their own thing. Yeah, Rhino, you don't need to do it with the friction. That's just the easiest way to activate it, okay? Because some people are just, somebody got to slap them in the face to make them sensitive, you know? Yeah, I figured he says that's how he pushes air across the room to put out the candle and stuff like that. Yeah. I can't type and grind. Destiny. It's all good. Um, Asen, to break that street lamp you told us about, did you push from right under your belly button? Actually, to break, are you talking about when I blacked out that the street lamp, and the first one blacked out. One of them exploded. We're talking about the one that exploded. Okay, happened when I was focusing in the dantian. Yeah, so that's right in the belly button area. So that's where I push from. It's like I really don't focus on that area in particular. I kind of tense up my whole body. Okay, it's like a all in or all out kind of feeling. You know, is what I had when I put those lights out. Okay, so it's that sort of thing. It's not really like I'm thinking, oh, I gotta push from my stomach on purpose. It's just like I know that's the area where the energy is stored, but it's more of a just tensing up my entire body sort of thing. Okay, Daniel, you freak me out when you talk about stuff I did earlier in the day with you having no knowledge of it. It happens when you tap in, Danielle. I'm sorry. It just happens when you tap in. I did a lot with people. I talk about that, but I'm super duper connected. So I kind of just talk about stuff, and that's just the way it goes. A star I do on patience works well. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying Reiki doesn't work. I'm saying it's just that world is it's too much for me. I can't deal with it. Kumba, one of the members mentioned in a post, and I commented about this exact thing earlier this morning. That's so funny. Goldie, last night you said we go into trance every 10 minutes. Because of that, I figured out why I basically shut off as soon as I get home. All day at work, I need to be 100% hyper vigilant. When you get home, it's time to relax. You ain't got to say, I don't even need to read the rest of that comment. I already know how that goes. And Goldie, that's funny that you said that because that's how it always is with people. But with me, a funny thing is I figured out how to go into trance while doing stuff. So now when I get into work mode, it's always trance. I just get to like automatic. Everything becomes automatic. So I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like, I want to go to work. You know, if I'm working a regular old 9 to 5 type deal, I'm gonna go to work and fucking trance that bullshit out because it's like, nobody wants to do that shit. Make somebody else a bunch of money and you're fucking eating crumbs. But yeah, so I zone that shit out. Like 8 hours, yeah, right. Not for me. Um, oh wow. Dude, a star is a hospice nurse. That hands down to you. Okay, that's major respect right there. Yeah, you hear the wife back there. I know that. I know that too well. Okay. I took massage therapy like in college, and one of the places they like, they tell you to go is, any type of comfort you can offer people. So I'm like, I know that's terrible. Rhino, I used to do the same till I had kids. I pretty much shut down after 7ish. Yeah, not in my world. You must got some good ass kids. Cause mine don't fucking sleep. They up to 3 in the morning and like fucking clobber them in the head or something. Um, Donovan, what's up, dude? I feel out of the loop on this topic. Um, you got to learn at some point. Like I said, I dodged the Tree of Life and the Klapoth stuff for the longest time. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is just too much. I avoided it, and you don't really need to know it because it's in other, it's all with the occult stuff and all the symbols and sigils and symbolism and stuff. You got to understand it's the same message over and over and over again. They're trying to explain reality. They're trying to explain the invisible, trying to explain these energies, okay, through symbolism, through ideas, and through representations, okay? So with Baphomet, for instance, I broke that down, the hidden meaning behind Baphomet, what it represents. Man understanding himself as animal, okay? The fire on top representing that connection to the unconscious, subconscious mind, the super powerful mind, okay? I explained the right and left and all of that stuff. The horns representing the reaching of the highest form of deification, okay? So I broke that down in real simple terms, but it's still the same fucking story. You climb the tree of the life and you get up to the point where you have that flame on your head and you reach the state with the horns. It's all the same message, dude. So try not to let it confuse you. If you study a good system, any one good system, it's going to teach you the same message, okay? And that's why I started doing these lives. That's why I started this group, is to break that confusion and all of that shit apart. It's really simple stuff to understand. It's all going to go back to breathing. It's all going to go back to understanding trance. It's all going to go back to the same basic stuff. It doesn't matter if you're doing voodoo, Norse magic, Satanism, working some angelic stuff. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's all going to go back to that basic stuff, okay? Trying to open that kundalini and reach the higher consciousness, okay? You know what, Danielle, I'm not with you. You're like so exclusive. I gotta make appointments and shit. Like, is Danielle available to chat tonight? Goldie, not driving the truck. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Yep. Rhino's talking about going trans while fixing fences, and my light just died. That means I've been on for like 30 minutes. Boom. Okay. Star, I love the tree of life. It's what I experience in trance. It's what it is, yeah. So it's all the same message. Wakening up that kundalini. It comes up your spine. I mean, you really can feel it. Feel it rising up your spine and into your head. It's a electric sort of energy feeling, and then it buzzes all over your body. So it feels like the electricity goes up your spine, okay? And then it comes out at the top of your head, and it actually spills back onto you. Is what it feels like for me. It feels like a cup is overflowing, and it's covering my whole body, just ignites, okay? And you start feeling like you're invincible, like you could walk in front of a moving car and stop it with your hand, but I'm just not that fucking stupid to try that. Yeah, the Kabbalion's not the most mystical book ever, but it is in the public domain, and it does cover the foundational laws of magic, which are the seven hermetic principles. And as long as you have those, you can start to study other things with clarity. You just need to keep your logic, keep your reason, be realistic, and don't get sucked into ideology land, because that goes on forever. Kumba. I mean it in a good way too, Danielle. They talking back and forth. It's crazy in a good way too. We are connected, and Hurley makes the connection stronger when he discusses it as well. Yeah. So the more we come into this group, the more we all get together and do these lives, the more everybody connects with each other, the more we're going to be connected in that way where we can all just sort of be on the same wavelength, I guess you can say, you know. That's just the way it's going to go. You know, the freakiest thing is when people get around me and I say like exactly what's about to come out of your mouth before you say it. Or I say questions before they get asked. I do that a lot. Uh, Asen, I trance best through dance. Everything around me isn't even there. Yeah, dude. It's so easy to do with trance. I mean, with dance. To go in while moving is the easiest. It's so easy for me. But, I mean, I guess it's because, I guess once you train at it, you know, once you really do it a lot, you realize, hey, I'm always going to be moving anyway. You're always going to be doing something every day anyway. So you want to be able to still develop those mindsets and that deep trance and stuff, you know, while you're doing that stuff. Okay. So cool. Cool. I hope I answered your questions and stuff tonight, guys. It is. I've been on for like 40 minutes or so. It's 9:38, so I'm gonna open up for a few more questions, all right, and then I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Okay. Yeah, my wife gets pretty agitated. She gets agitated when I say the shit she's gonna say all the time. I wish you could see the look that's on her face, but you know, I don't feel like getting slapped right now. Uh, Nothing. I'm not talking about anything, honey. Astara, this is what I do. Dance through the woods at night or through the house. Yeah, totally. I dance all the time. I'm like a living stripper. Hear that laughter? It's a real thing. Um, Asen, all that's cool, but what up with Fred, though? You know what, dude? He's not going to give up. Um, he's not going to give up. I'm not going to keep conjuring on lives, dude. I feel some type of way about that. I'm just going to keep it real. I'll do the hypnosis stuff in the other group, but I'm not going to do a lot of summonings and spirit phenomena on live. Personally, because I don't like the idea of people bringing negative shit into my ritual space. And every time somebody, and I think that is silly. Like I said, that a lot of other practitioners do conjurations and stuff on live. I don't even want to say them by name, but geez, you know, like, what's the point of that? Like, if you're really doing it, and I talked about this before, if you're really doing it, you're too involved to give a shit that a camera is there. Okay, you're gonna be in trance. You're gonna be gone. You're not gonna care about any of that and be able to pop. I'm not gonna be able to pop up on here like, all right, let me talk to Facebook for a minute, you know, and like that's not gonna happen because I'm gonna be responding subconsciously, automatically. Okay, so that's not gonna happen. Okay, it's just not realistic. It's not real. I mean, even though you could do some, like I've shown some spirit phenomena and stuff like that. Even though I can do that type of stuff, I mean, honestly, I don't like having negative energy in my ritual space. You know, if I'm going to perform with it, then I like to keep people in the mind of, okay, he's doing a performance. Okay, I don't want anyone to confuse the idea of me doing a performance with what happens in my ritual space. Okay. uh, Devin, hell, I woke up with a voice saying Syrie. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Your birth name is Syrie. That's awesome. Um, I might bring him back during one live. I might bring Fred back during one live, just so you can see him again. Okay, just for one live. Okay, but I want to kind of keep it study focused and stuff here. So maybe when I do another fire offering or something like that, I'll bring him back. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So I'm not getting many questions. I am going to wrap this thing up. You know, I want to give people a chance to shoot stuff out there. I don't want to kind of jump off, you know, too soon or too early. Here, I got my notebook under the camera. Let's see if I can switch it with mesmerism. my copy. There we go. And perhaps I'll just pick a topic out of here to talk about. Let's see. Huh. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of crap in here. Actually, this is the newer one. It's only like, this is the newer notebook. Where's the older one? Yeah, I don't know where it is either. It's alright. I'll pick something out of this one. See what they say. Oh, no, the God Syrier was talking to you, is what Devin said. Oh, okay. I've actually met a guy named Syrier before, so that's kind of weird that you said that. That was like his real name. I don't know what he was like Indian. I don't know what his last name was, so. Cool. William, if you got a question, just ask it, dude. Shoot it on out there. Yeah, this is my current notebook. I want the old one. Bingo. Never far away, never far away. Okay, so I'm looking at occult traps right now. So I must have did a video about occult traps, fantasy versus reality. And that's kind of in line with what I was talking about with the ideologies and just sort of believing in things without validating. Okay? That's when you run into the occult trap and sort of just, you know, people just believe in stuff. Like, you don't want to be lighting candles and stuff in the dark, hoping for stuff to happen. Okay? Not having real magic and using this stuff the same way a Christian does with church. Okay? If that's the case, then you know you shouldn't be involved in this stuff. Honestly, it should be a study. The occult is a study. It's a science. You should be getting validation. Okay. Yeah, Devin. It's the funniest thing. You learn stuff when names pop up in your mind, right? Rhino says Pony Express Indian or 7-Eleven Indian. Oh, you mean the kind or kind? Yeah, I love all people, man. But yeah, so that's the occult traps. Here's another statement that I like to say. It's written on the same page. The ritual is fantasy. The ritual is fantasy, but the magic is real. Okay? The magic is real. It should be a lot of practice, Devin. The occult should be a lot of practice and not a whole lot of studying. That just means people are writing bad books. That means people are not teaching this stuff right, because I mean they were teaching it in Egypt with just words, you know, and then they started writing it down and chiseling it in a stone for everyone. So I mean, it should be very simple stuff to learn. I already touched on astral and the dream being the same. Wow, this is like what I'm talking about today on this page, and it's just torn. It's like a torn page, and it's exactly what I'm talking about today. Except for the tree of life stuff is not on here. But I did talk about path walking and working with different dimensions and stuff. I think someone mentioned Azazel. Okay. Azazel. And I like to think of that as another name for Lucifer. I like to connect a lot of deities to the same thing. Like I said, Lucifer is, you know, he always shows himself in every male type god form to me. It never fails. I don't know if anyone else has had a similar experience like that. It's the weirdest thing. Talked about the sigil of Azazel and how it was actually the four elements combined. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was an interesting live I did. But basically, if you take all four elements, earth, air, fire, and water, the original alchemical triangular sigil symbols, and you combine them all together, you get the sigil of Azazel. Okay. I talk about Solomon because everybody's like, oh, you know, Goetian, Solomon, and Solomon is actually three separate words. Sol is Latin, which means sun. Is Hindi, and it also means sun. And then on, the word on is Egyptian, and it means sun. So sun, sun, sun. A lot of people don't know that. Um, cool, cool, cool. All right, guys. So I've been on for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay. With that said, let me look back and see if there's some more comments. Just a few. Um, a star says I was Christian, but astral project and started meeting the gods and seeing, not just believing myth. That's good. Okay, as long as you're having some type of validated experience, okay, that counts. That absolutely counts. And that happened with me too. Being raised Christian, I had a lot of demonic experiences. I'll just say it like that. And they were not friendly. They were like chasing me and all kinds of shit. And then what happened was is I gained the courage to sort of just turn around and ask them what they wanted. Okay. And they're like, dude, we were just chasing you because you were fucking running, you know? You were running, so we were chasing. A little game of cat and mouse there. Okay. So, yeah. With that said, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. So, I'm going to wrap it up. It's like 9:48. I will cover this. I see another comment from Astara. I think Azazel fell for human woman. I feel different uh, than Lucifer. Well, I talked about as L, and I broke it down to like every little minute degree of what the that name could possibly represent, including the elements and all of that stuff. And it's just another name for Lucifer. It's all it is. And the funny thing is people like to think of Lucifer as an external deity and stuff like that. That's fine. I think of him as both. It is the duality. So he is, to me, the external sun in the sky, literal sun in the sky. Okay, when the sun comes up, that's Lucifer to me. Okay, and then I myself am a sun. Okay, I am a star also. Just like the Egyptians wrote it, we are all suns, we are all stars. So that makes me Lucifer also. Okay, and then I see women as the moon. All women as the moon, as Lilith. Okay, so that is the way that I see my pantheon. So I hope that breaks just maybe a little bit of the understanding of how I see things down. Okay, I make it very realistic and literal. Um, so cool. With that said, guys, much love, much love. I will see you guys in the next one.